Hey everyone, it's Mr. Bologno here, and I can't wait to cover a few contemporary artists. Now, you're probably wondering, why am I just hanging out in my art space? I'll cover that too, next. You're probably first wondering, what is Mr. Bologno doing on his desk and why is he so little? Well, this is my story. This desk and the items that you see around me describe me. That's what you're going to be focusing on for this unit. The first artist I want to talk about is Slinkachu. Pretty cool name, right? Slinkachu is from the UK, and what he does, he's a miniature artist. He takes these little train set figures and he repurposes them and places them around his neighborhood. Now, he'll show you in this clip that not many people see his work. Maybe his work just blows away, but he definitely takes pictures of his work before they just kind of disappear into the world. Check out this video clip first.
I really did like the idea that 99.9% of people would not find these at all. Whereas one person might walk along and glance down and happen to see something there and be confused as to why there was a little figure stuck in some chewing gum or falling down a drain or whatever. I customise train set figures and then leave them on the streets for people to discover. After I leave the figures on the street and take photographs of them, they're left there, either for people to find or to be destroyed or lost. Often I don't really know what happens to the work. I very rarely go back to check, so it's as much a mystery for me as what happens to the figures as it is to anyone else. It seemed like it was the opposite of every other type of street art. Everything was very big and brash and designed to be seen, and I really wanted to do something that wasn't, that was hidden and lost and secret almost. The figures being small lend themselves to building this world where you have the miniatures being ignored and forgotten and lost on the street. And I do feel that that reflects how people feel in a big city, often being ignored. Even though there's thousands of people, millions of people around you, you can feel lost in amongst those people. Everyone's kind of anonymous, you don't know your next door neighbour. That's really what I wanted to explore with the work. People in different countries all around the world really find the images relevant for their lives. I think the idea of having your insecurities on show, I think, is obviously relevant for a lot of people in this day and age.
I told you, wasn't that a great clip? His work is very inspiring. It's almost like I want to just walk around and just focus on all the little details I can find, whether it's in the grass, on a sidewalk, or on the side of a wall. Now, the next artist I want to cover is very similar. His name is Joshua Smith. He too is a miniature artist, but instead of taking little train set figures, he creates the whole thing. Here's another video clip that I found that I want to share with you. Check it out.
I'm really inspired by the urban environment around me. The environment, as it changes and it sort of decays, I think is more visually interesting than a building which is absolutely pristine. It's kind of like showing the natural progression of the building eroding and decaying, and to me that's just like one big storyline. My name's Joshua Smith. I'm a former stencil artist based in Adelaide, of which I now create miniature sculptures. The thing that really captures it for me is that I'm capturing the beauty in the detail, which is the things which are all often overlooked. Things like the gum on the sidewalks, graffiti and tags, and like rust and accumulated dirt. These are all things which, to the casual observer, they would just walk straight past and not even give like a second glance. But to me, these are all the different things that make up the beauty of decay in a building. And recreating this as miniature, it really makes the viewer focus on these small details, which is one of the driving forces with my work, to make people really rethink the urban environments and what constitutes something being beautiful. I think, yeah, just a different perspective on life is what it's taught me. When I'm outside and walking down the street, I will notice every small conceivable detail. Like everyone's looking at people as they're walking past, I'm the person looking at the roof lines of buildings. To me, that's all the stuff that I once didn't notice, but now I notice everywhere. I think with the benefit of being a creative myself, certainly what I've learnt through my journey with this is to pretty much look at everything in a different light. So for me personally, it was like looking at the outside world in a different light and sort of changing my mode of thinking. So I think for a lot of people, a lot of creative people, they can sometimes struggle with the creative part, and sometimes they just need to really rethink their situation or just rethink the environment that they're living in, and that can really be beneficial to them. So now, when I walk outside, it's just filled with nothing but creativity. And that's only because I've changed my mode of thinking. So yeah, like that's what really sort of helped me, so that might be able to help others as well.
Next up are these group of artists called AnonyMouse. These artists have these really creative names. Rather than me telling you about it, Ms. Capitini would like to share this segment with you. Take it away, Ms. Capitini.
Oh, hey artists! I was just walking down the street and I was looking inside the window of this fabric store here. Let's take a look at this building. I'm kind of curious. I'm a little curious about it. Hey, so yeah, check out all of this stuff in the windows here. There's so many great things that I might use in fabric making or stitching. I'm gonna go inside and check it out, see if I can maybe find something to make a new sweater for Leo. I'll see you back out here in a minute. Okay, bye! Well, that was interesting, but they didn't really have what I was looking for, so I think maybe I'll check out the shop next door and... Oh my gosh! Hey, just kidding. Check this out. That's how big this fabric store is that I was just looking at. There's a group of anonymous street artists in Sweden who build these tiny little shops on the streets, like secret little art. You can see it says, that's their mark, AnonyMouse. And you can see in the background there's cars and the sides of the building. This is literally like the sidewalk and maybe like 1 foot tall base block there. So there's a really great video that we can watch to learn more about why they make these small artworks. But I've always thought it would be cool to see one of these in person. This may be as close as I get, especially during COVID. I don't have plans to travel to Sweden anytime soon. Enjoy the video.
We are a loosely connected network of mice and men originating in the town of Malmö in southern Sweden. We are not miniature makers by trade or education. This is just something that kind of happened. We start with scouting cellar windows around the town we're interested in, and then we take all kinds of measurements. From there, we do a bit of research of the history of the town to see if there's a particular scene that would be extra fitting. From there, we design a sketch to work from, and then we start cutting and gluing and drilling and so on. We're also always on the lookout for an everyday object we can use in a different way. Matchboxes become tables, combs become ladders, seashells become lampshades. We believe that part of the allure of our little installations is that they could be done by anyone. And as long as we are anonymous, the focus will remain on the pieces and not on us. And then there are always details that people don't notice, that we're quite proud of. For example, while many people have seen the bottle cap banjo in the record store, few have noticed the dog whistle clarinet. We hope the people who see our work will consider that the street belongs to everyone, and changing that space is up to all of us, but also to walk away with a feeling that there's a little bit of everyday magic in the world.
For today's lesson, the learning target is I will be able to create a digital image manipulating scale and proportion using the Green Screen by Do Ink app. The very first step is to download the Green Screen by Do Ink app in your student portal. When you open the app, you will see on the top right-hand corner a plus sign. Create a new project. Now you're able to begin a narrative photo using an image of yourself and a setting that best describes your story in art. So when you look at the bottom right-hand corner, you'll see the 3 plus signs. Then when you open one of them up, you can pick moments, videos, and photos. For the bottom plus sign, I am looking for a picture of a good setting that best describes me. And I think this picture of my desk is perfect. You can adjust with 2 fingers within that area. The next step is go to the middle plus sign on the bottom right-hand corner, and I'm now going to look for a photo of myself. Now, I have an advantage. As you can see from the picture I selected, all the green's gone because I have a green screen. If you don't have a green screen, it's fine. You can always use the eraser tool, which I will show you in a moment. Here I am adjusting the image of myself so that I can look like I am standing on my desk. Now, do you see the sections of the floor that I'm standing on? That's bugging me. So I go to the mask icon at the bottom right-hand corner, and you'll see on the left is an eraser tool. It's by the magic wand, and I'm using it to carefully erase those parts. You can even change your eraser size with that slider. Ah, much better. Another thing I want to show you, my jeans look a little bit see-through. So what I want to do is go to that rainbow circle, and that changes the sensitivity. So you're going to have to play around with it. Like, how much of that green do you want to take out? Or even if you want to keep green and take out another color, you can adjust the slider there. Another cool thing about doing, there is a third layer. As you can see in the bottom right-hand corner, there's another plus sign. So I'm going to look through my photos. You can never have enough Spider-Man in a picture. That's my thinking. So I took one of my screenshots, and I'm going to place him maybe on my shelf. Now you'll see that there's no green. So I'm going to need to use the eraser tool. Remember, you get to it by pressing the mask icon, and I'm going to start erasing away. If you accidentally erase something that you didn't want to erase, there is a back button on the top left-hand corner. After making a couple slight adjustments to Spider-Man and placing him on my shelf, you will see I am good to go. I go to the top and I click on image, then capture image. And after that, I make sure to save it into my photo gallery. I check my photo gallery and voila, there you go. It's my story in art. Now it's your turn, artist. How are you going to show yourself and your story using the Do Ink app? For example, if you are a basketball player, maybe take a picture of yourself and then take a picture of the basketball rim and then manipulate it where it looks like you're hanging on the rim. Bonus tip! Now, if you want to create other settings with the same picture that you took of yourself, just go to the project and delete the bottom layer. And in this case, I'm deleting the top layer with Spider-Man with the Captain America shield. And then I will replace the bottom layer with any photo I want and adjust accordingly. Before you play around with this step, make sure to send your first narrative photo to your art teacher on Seesaw. Before I leave you, I just want to thank you all for watching and also to Miss Capitini for helping me with this lesson. We all cannot wait to see where you place yourself using the Do Ink app. I'm going to leave you now by sharing some of the examples that I did on Do Ink. But guess what? Next week, I'm going to teach you how to use video. It is going to be amazing! I just gotta get off Mars first.